I think with every dollar that you spend, it's always one of two buckets. And you
Okay.
should ask yourself which bucket this falls into. It's true that the expectations game has no ending. And if you're always just seeking validation, if your key to happiness is always, if only I had what that person has, you're never going to be satisfied with what you have. And the more dangerous thing I think is once you have that mindset that if only I had more, I would be happier. Then it kind of grows exponentially.
Mm.
Because if you tell yourself, I'll be happy once I have $10,000, and then you get 10,000 and you're like, oh, maybe it's 100,000. Maybe if I had $100,000, then I'd be happy. And then maybe you're fortunate enough to get that money. And then it's, oh, maybe it's a million. It grows exponentially.
And so I also think that there is this thing that happens, at least it happened for me, that as I started to feel like I wasn't under such crushing debt, or I got some reward at work, a small bonus, whatever, I immediately upticked the amount of money or the expense of the thing that I was already buying.
And the conditions for happiness, I think, were much greater in that middle class town. But if I look at everybody else, like who was happier? It was the people who were living a modest life, enjoyed their family, had good time with their friends, focused on their health, and lived what was by comparison to others a very modest life. And so I think about that now of like, what should your aspiration be? It's interesting with parents. If you ask parents, what do you want for your kids, particularly if their kids are young, most parents will say, I just want them to be happy when they're older. The parents will probably say, well, yeah, that would probably be great, but I just want them to be happy. And I think parents say that because you know there's a difference between the two. You know there's a difference between being rich and being happy. You've
Mm.
experienced it as an adult. And
Hmm.
so even if your kids are middle class, doing modest by expectations, you know that they can be happy if they're keeping their expectations in check and they're focusing on the things that matter.
Well, what I love that you keep coming back to is that your definition truly for the word happiness and the way we casually use it is contentment, which means you are in the present moment of your life
Yes.
and you are not seeking something more.
I
You
had
are
this
able to be okay with where things are and where things aren't.